Hi everyone, this is Kevin Krage from MalaVeda Massage and Ayurvedic Consultation, and as promised, this week on the blog we're going to be learning how to make rosewater, or a rose hydrosol as they call it in the aromatherapy world. And in order to do that, we're going to be making a simple home still. So here are some of what we're going to need in order to make this happen today. We've got a huge quart pan here, a couple of bricks, some water. We've got 2 3-pound bags of ice, and then some rose petals that I picked this morning from my garden. And in the aromatherapy world, we would call this biomass. So for the first part of the process, what we're going to do is we're going to position our large quart pan here over the highest burner and set a couple bricks in there. All the way down here at the bottom. Try to center them as best you can down here. Then we're going to add, I'm going to do 8 cups of water in this one here. Alright, just adding the last of my filtered water here. Perfect. And then the next step is to place a bowl to actually receive our rose water. So in the next step here, we're going to take the lid for this pan, and this isn't exactly ideal. What we would want is something that comes together in a point, but this one will work just fine. We're going to actually turn it upside down. And turn the heat on to high. So while this is boiling and coming up to temperature, what we're going to do is on this kind of concave dome here, we're going to put 3 pounds of ice. So what this is actually doing here is as the biomass gets cooked, the essential oil vapor from the roses themselves are going to be lifted up in the steam, and the ice here is going to help to immediately condense that steam. It's going to all build together at the point down here, and then it's going to drip back in the bowl for our collection. So most of the hydrosol that is going to be most potent is going to be collected within the first 5 or 10 minutes or so. So we're only really going to cook it for that long, but this ice is going to melt really quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to, as quickly as we can, when this melts, just tip it over into another bowl and then put more ice on. I wish you could smell this kitchen right now. It's absolutely delicious. So you can see, if you look right here, the quick condensation that's gathering, and it's all funneling down right here. In a second, we're gonna dump this liquid, because all the ice will be melted, and add a little bit more ice. So you see here that we've took the top off because we're all complete. This receptacle bowl here is almost completely full, and you can kind of see around the edges a little bit that the biomass is completely cooked. All of those little rose petals are completely translucent. So now we're just going to go ahead and let all of this cool down for a little bit before we go ahead and pull this bowl out. Alright, so you'll see we got about 1.5 cups here of rose hydrosol. There are lots of really great uses for this. In my massage practice, what I'll do is I'll take about 1 ounce of this, put it with a glass of water and maybe a California poppy tincture right before a massage for a client to help kind of open the heart and calm the nerves a little bit. There's actually a lot of Middle Eastern recipes that calls for rose water, including baklava, one of my favorite treats. And also you can set it on your altar. It's very common in India to have rose water on your altar and maybe sprinkle it over some of your deities. So we learned a couple things in this process. We learned that it's really helpful to have a lid that's quite a bit wider than the pot here, maybe even a metal bowl, a large metal bowl that will hold the ice. And also we learned that next time I'll probably use a little less water and a little bit more biomass too.